Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth, doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
Hi, welcome back, guys. First of all, I'm going to get one thing over. Today is Eid, so happy Eid. Eid Mubarak to all of you. Okay, I hope you all celebrate it well. Have fun and everything, and enjoy time with your family. So I just wanted to get that over with. Eid Mubarak. I have actually sent it to some of the private groups already, so I did my greeting already, but I just wanted to do it on the video so everyone else gets it as well. Now that we've got that over, let's go into the actual news today, right? So what's the real market doing today? What's Bitcoin doing today? What's cryptocurrency doing today? What's the market doing today? What's Elon Musk doing today, right? So let's talk about this, right? Because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I want to clear some air here, get rid of the noise and give you unfiltered, right? Unmanipulated, no nonsense stuff, right? So let me give you this, and you're going to love this. You're going to love this, right? This is the real facts, what's going on. I'm not going to give you it off some charts or anything like that, because I've already given you that. In fact, whatever I'm going to talk about right now, I've talked about it on my videos, all right? Some time ago, right? Maybe a few days ago to a few weeks ago. It could be any one of those, but I have talked about it. I have said exactly what's going to happen. I've spoken about it to some of the groups, all the boys in my group, boys and girls probably, I don't know, but the point is they already know, right? We were expecting for us to drop to a certain level. We did that exactly, right? I'm not going to say exactly as predicted. There's no point saying that, but we did that. And that was based on certain fundamentals of the market, right? So I think about a week ago or a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I showed another chart. There was a chart video. I'll try and see if I can link all the videos here as well. Then maybe that will make it easier for you. So I made a video and I said, look guys, this is what we're expecting. So expect massive movements in the market on the 9th, on the 11th, and on the 13th, right? So those 3 dates should be on your calendar. Keep an eye out. It could be any one of those 3 days. We don't know which one, but it's going to be one of those 3 days, right? And I specifically gave the dates. Go and look at the video. Now, why did I do that, right? So I did briefly kind of pick on that. It's got something to do with the lunar cycle, right? And different parts of the world, we have a different day, which is a lunar cycle, right? And coincidentally, we just hit the lunar cycle bang on the 13th. Coincidentally, it's the Eid day, right? So last night, all of this drama happened, right? And, obviously there's more to it. So I'm not just looking at one data and saying, oh, that's it, be all, right? I mean, those of you guys who know me personally, you know that I don't believe in miracles. I don't believe in hope. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in jinns, right? I don't believe in none of that nonsense, right? For me, it's just like, all of this is just noise, right? I don't believe in that. I do believe in myths and legends, right? I believe they all come from somewhere at least, right? So I don't believe in them, but I do believe that myths and legends had to originate somewhere. So I'll leave it there. Like when people talk about aliens, I believe in aliens. I believe that there must be, right? If we can't just be the only one, right? Just logically doesn't make any sense, right? So you guys know this thing. So, but when it comes to the lunar cycle and the markets, right? I do strongly believe that, and this got nothing to do with me being superstitious or anything. Nothing to do with that. It's actually scientifically proven that during a certain time of the month, right, especially during a lunar cycle, right, a full moon especially, people react in a particular way. And it could be anything. There's sometimes, there's a lot of domestic violence on that time. Some countries there are crazy stuff going on. I'm not going to mention anything, but in the markets, for example, you have crazy market swings. And some people have actually gone ahead, and it's not something I've created, some people have gone ahead and actually created a lunar cycle tracker, right? So you can use that on your chart and track the lunar cycle and see the swings, and it's freaky. You have to do it on a monthly thing to see it. It's amazing, right? So we could have a massive swing going up, or we could have a massive swing going down, and it doesn't miss. It's amazing. This is a reason why I was able to give you the dates way in advance, because I knew when that cycle was coming. Now it's obviously different in different parts of the world because everybody doesn't have the full moon on the same day. So this is what you have to understand. This is one of the reasons why I gave the 9th, the 11th and the 13th, right? So now all of that's come true. And then looking at the on-chain, what we noticed, and I mentioned this on another video, so I'll try and link that as well, right? I said, look at the on-chain metrics for the inflow of money going into exchange. And I've mentioned, I'm watching I like to do what's called whale watching, right? And I'm not talking about whales, and I love whales, by the way. I mean, whales produce I think about 85% of the oxygen on the planet. So yeah, you want to save the planet, save the whales, right? So this is for saving the whales. But when you're looking at the whale watch, what I call whale watch, I'm looking at institutions and money, right? I'm looking at the money flow, who's coming in, who's going out, who's moving money into where. That's what I'm looking at, right? And I track that, like it's, that's, though any notifications on my phone, I don't watch them. I don't care. When I'm bothered to go to Twitter, I'll see Twitter. When I'm bothered to go to, my groups, I'll go and see it, right? When I've got time. But whale watch, never miss it. Trust me, I never miss it. It's the only important notification I've always got on, right? And I mentioned it on my previous video that if you look at the OTC market, you'll see how much money has been entering. And I mentioned this, 2 days ago, I believe. I think it was 1 or 2 days ago. I mentioned this before the crash anyway. I mentioned this, right? I'll try and link the video. And by the way, guys, if you're liking the content, you should be smashing that like button right now. And if you hate it, destroy the unlike button, right? Do one of the other, but do it, right? That's the whole thing. And let me know your thoughts. Put it in the comment and let me know what you feel, right? What do you think? What am I saying? Am I talking bullshit? Excuse my language, but am I? Or, does it make sense to you? If it doesn't, tell me what it is. Tell me how to improve it. So let's go back to this, right? So I mentioned this on a video and I said, look at the inflow of the OTC market. Every time we see massive amounts of money going into the OTC, we see a dip, right? And what we see is basically institutions are ready. And I mentioned this just a few days ago, way before any of this. So I'm sitting here, I'm relaxed. Just remember, we take 2 steps back when we see something in the market, but we're always 2 steps ahead. Right? We're always trying to front run the institutions and all the whales and everything by doing all of those data analysis. That's what we do. Remember, I told you I'm not a TA guy, right? TA is easy, simple. Put a few lines here and there, put a few all the tools are there, for God's sake. I mean, if someone's going to say, oh, I'm a TA expert, come on, right? Forget all of that. I'm not even interested in that. That's basics, easy, right? It is kids play, right? I'm sure some 10-year-old could figure it out. But data, that's a different thing. Data analysis is a different thing. I lost most of my hair because of data. I lost most of my hair because of data. And I'll tell you, data mind boggles you, right? It's mental. Some people would put maths to it, equations to it and everything. I can't do equations, but I do put maths to it as well. And, if 1 and 1 is 2, then I'm good with it. If 1 and 1 says it's 3, or if 1 and 1 says it's 1, math doesn't make sense. So all my indicators pointed and said to me that the whales are getting ready. All right, the whales are getting ready. Now, whales got ready, liquidation started to happen. At that time, we had 1 hour liquidation of $500 and something million. In 1 hour, by the way, we had that. And that causes a cascade effect. And obviously, it could easily hit $1 billion, or more like this, right? So, this is what happened. So 500 million became $1 billion. And then if you look at the market cap immediately after that, you'll see 200 billion got wiped out. 200 billion wiped out. Why it got wiped out? Now, actually, the funny fact is 200 billion didn't get wiped out. Remember, I told you most of the currencies are valued. In fact, all of the currencies are valued in either Bitcoin and Ethereum. So when we had this cascading effect, they also dropped in value. That's all it is. They dropped in Bitcoin value because now, say for example, a particular token, I'm giving you an example, a particular token is worth 0.01 BTC. When BTC price drops, it's still worth 0.01 BTC, but now the price is reflected in that, right? It can be confusing. I know that's why some of the boys, when they ask me about maths, I'm like, guys, just call me one-to-one because it's going to be hard for me to explain it. The maths is so different. It's not, if you forget the fiat, then you see, and because you're looking at the fiat value, you see something. So, I put a few tweets out, right? And you can follow me on Twitter. I've actually got some new links ready for you as well. So there's loads of links on the description, disclaimer, everything. Go and check them out. Sign up links, whatnot. There may be some bonuses, whatnot. I don't know, right? I don't care. I'll just put them there. Sign up if you want. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't make any difference to me. Don't use my link. Use another link, whatever, right? But try and stick to the genuine stuff. That's what I'm going to say, right? So it's all there. And, I've been on about it. And in fact, my specific Bitcoin chart is in the link, is in the description. And that chart you can see on any one of my videos from 2020, right? And we have the exact dates, exact figures of every single support and every single resistance that we're ever gonna have. And so far, we haven't missed a beat. Now, obviously, I'm sitting here calm. I'm telling people, guys, don't worry about it. Chill out, it's just noise. So what happened? Let me tell you what happened, right? Obviously, if I'm seeing that data saying that institutions are putting USDT in the exchanges on the OTC, they're getting ready to buy. Because, you know, sometimes when you got $100 million entering an exchange, right, you also see $100 million worth of purchase. But, you know, it's fine, right? So someone just put some money in and they bought some Bitcoin, they bought some Ethereum, they bought some Monero, they bought whatever, they bought it. So it's good news, they're buying. In this occasion, we saw more money enter and less purchases. That told me they're getting ready because they also see the data. So when I was talking to a few people and they were like, okay, what price do we expect? I'm like, expect this price. You know, we're going to go down here. And obviously when we go down there, if we have more, and this is where the liquidations come in, right? So if traders are trying to catch the, try and do a rebound and do a breakout trade, thinking, oh, we're going to go 51, we're going to bounce back up again, right? And the market's still going down because there's more liquidations than anything else. Well, then guess what happens? The market keeps on going down. So somebody asked me today, they're like, okay, the 21-week moving average, we hit that, and I mentioned that weeks back, right? I said, like, we're gonna go to the 21-week moving average. We have to go there. We have to, right? And then I also mentioned, I said, for us to have a red candle, so we had the first red candle on a monthly, but we are also expecting a second red candle if we are to follow the 2013 model where we had 2 monthly red candles. We're about to see a second red candle. And also, if you look at the similarity, it's just hilarious, right? The candles actually look pretty similar to each other. And that's freaky, right? That's freaky when you look at that and you see 2 different candles looking almost the same. All right, so yeah, I got an idiot in front of me. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's on the motorway doing 50. All right, let's go. So, what was I saying? Right, so we're following the 2013 model. This is what you're seeing, basically. This is what I'm seeing anyway, right? So we've got the 2 monthly candles. Now, there are multiple people out there saying that we might hit the 200-day moving average. And the funny thing is, that's not off the charts as well. We have talked about the 200-day moving average. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, isn't that going to invalidate the bull market? Technically, yes. Funny thing is there's something I haven't been saying, because you know what, I tell you all the time, I don't like you guys to FOMO, and I don't like to make you guys fun. Just get the clear news, understand the charts better, take 2 steps back and see the charts for what it is. Let the chart tell you the story, ignore everything else. Well, guess what we have had on the chart for a very long time, right? This is funny, we've had it since January. Since January, we've been flashing, originally in January, it was about 16 grand. The 200-week moving average was $16,000. And the 100-day moving average, right, was somewhere around $25,000, something like that. I can't remember the number. But the 50-week moving average, well, guess what that was? $38,000. Well, it was $38,000, right? And I flashed I've got it on the chart, the 39. I said it's relevant. That's the reason why it's relevant. And now they're more relevant than they were before, right? So luckily for us, because over time the average also changes with the pattern in the market, right? So the pattern in the market, we've been going up, and we went all the way to 65k, and we were pretty stabilized around the $60,000. Well, guess what? Our average now for the 200 week is sitting at $22,000, if I'm correct. And I'm just doing it off the top of my head because I have seen it some time ago. I think about a week ago or 2 weeks ago I saw it, and I don't really follow that too much because it's not that important, but it is a crucial line to see, right? Because everyone's following all these short-term things. Look at that too, right? So 22, not off the book, but the bull run doesn't end, right? This is exactly what we saw in 2013. Go and look at the 2013 chart, right? And this is what you need to see. So when you take 2 steps back, well, step 1 was 2017, And step 2 is 2013. Both bull runs, we took 2 steps back, we went back to 2013, and what do we see? The exact same pattern playing out. And then there's another funny pattern as well. During 2017, I saw this, right? This is hilarious. So 2013, I wasn't in the bull run, right? But I saw it in 2017. Something very funny. And I actually have a video on another channel. I'll try and see if I can find the link for it. And I did that back in 2019 during the mini bull cycle. I said, guys, when they start talking about Bitcoin in the news, mainstream news, because one thing I've noticed, right? So you got CNBC and this and that. People think they're mainstream. They probably are. But what I'm trying to say here, they always talk about. They're not. That's normal, right? So they're talking about. They have a dedicated team that talks about Bitcoin literally every other day, or cryptocurrency every other day. I'm not looking at that. In UK, there is no news channel that will talk about Bitcoin every day, right? There is no news channel that will talk about Bitcoin every day. So what you do, you watch out for BBC, Sky News, right? When they put it on their headline, right? They're breaking news, right? And they put it, that's what you look for. That's the key, right? So today, they're talking about Elon Musk in the news. And I'm like, wow, they didn't talk about Elon Musk buying 1.5 billion, but they're talking about the crash. And I'm like, I know what this is. And this is what I've been telling people from way back, right? I said, whenever they talk about it, it's the opposite. If they're telling you the Bitcoin's about to go up, they're going to sell to you. If they're saying Bitcoin's going to go down, well, guess what? They want you to sell yours, create panic, and they're going to buy your Bitcoin. My days, I'm telling you, we're getting ready. Might take a month, might take 2, but I've mentioned that in videos too already. Everything we're doing right now, I've already mentioned the likelihood of this happening, and this has to happen. This is the great reset of Bitcoin, right? Funny thing is if people actually look closely and go back in time and look at the charts, just zoom out of the chart, I'll tell you what this is, right? This is so funny. This is like the mini cycle in 2019, right? We had the mini cycle in 2019, just before the major cycle in 2020. This is what's going on. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I have no words to describe it, because this is about to start a brand new bull cycle. I've said it months ago. I called it out months ago. The bull run was over, right? The bull run was over. Now I'm calling it again. The bull run is starting. This is the bull run that none of you have experienced, right? So remember what I say to you. Cycle within a cycle, a mini cycle. It's the same thing with Elliott wave, right? And this actually follows the Elliott wave move, right? The Elliott wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then ABCD correction. Well, guess what? We're just completing the D correction, CD, like going to the D. Next move is 1. Next move is 1, right? So we're coming there, and this is the beauty. When I see the chart, it just excites me, and I'm like, you know what? I could do this all day long, right? So obviously a lot of new guys have come in, right? And my advice to you guys for free, right? And this is no financial advice, but understand what I'm saying here, right? Do not panic, number 1. Ignore the news, number 2, right? And if you are going to be buying the dip, then, you know, I said this on Twitter yesterday, on 2 people actually. I said, YOLO, you only live once. This is the trade of the century. Now, a few months back, I also did a chart and I said, if we hit this particular region, right? I'm sure you know that video. I said, if we hit this particular level, sell your house. Did I not say that? I showed you a chart, I put it on a video, and I said, when we come to this level, you sell your house. And guess what? We're about to enter that level. My God, am I excited? I'm telling you. This is why last few days I said to everybody, I said, I'm not buying anything. I'm moving most of my crypto off the exchanges. I'm not doing my language, but I'm not doing anything. I am not doing anything, right? Because this is going to be completely different. You know, I've seen this pattern before, and I remember I'm a pattern guy, right? So when I trade with patterns. When I do data, I'm looking at a longer picture, and the data to me suggested that data and pattern, you know, coincided, and they said this is what's about to happen. I'm like, okay, there's not going to be buy the dip, and I've mentioned this on the video. There's only going to be buy the dip. And that's the dip I'm going to be picking up, right? So, I mean, look, I'm just excited. You know, everyone is like, you know, people who are kind of new to the market, or I would say use the word unlearned, but not in a wrong way, right? Unlearned means they just haven't had the experience, right? They just don't have the guidance that they need, right? They, you know, they get too much noise, people just pumping and all of that nonsense, right? And talking about pumping or dumping, I'll give you this, right? There are people out there who actually follow every single tweet Elon Musk sends. I do whale watch and people do Elon Musk, right? And it's pathetic, it's pathetic. Let me tell you this, right? So there are YouTubers who follow Elon Musk and every tweet he does, and they obviously get a lot of clicks from that, right? And what these idiots did, and I have to call them all idiots, right? Come and tell me you're not an idiot, right? So these idiots, they saw the tweet within seconds, the freak shows, I call them freak shows now, right? They went live to 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. In fact, one idiot even had 500,000 viewers. Went live, got 100,000 views on the spot within like 5 minutes, right? And he said this. He said, "Oh, Elon Musk decided to do this. Oh my God, market's gonna crash." And then all of his followers, I bet you any money, if they're wise, they wouldn't. But some of the idiot followers probably went in and sold it. That also causes an effect. Nobody decided to take 2 steps back. You see, this is the problem. Take 2 steps back and see what the market is really doing. If these guys were real guys, proper data or technical analysis, like proper genuine information guys, you know, call themselves influencers, influencing people to do what? Lose money, right? They would have seen this and they would have said, guys, it's coming, don't panic. Don't panic, it's coming, we're expecting that, right? They would have done it a month ago, right? Just like I did, just like a few other people did. I know a few other guys, they've also said the same thing as well. Just expect it, it's coming, right? And that's how we do. We stay calm, we relax, we chill out, we binge on a whole bunch of Netflix. Not that I'm promoting Netflix, I don't get paid by them. But it's hilarious, right? So you see that and you think, I feel sorry. I just feel sorry, you know? And then you got all of these people, oh, bro, you know, thank you for letting us know. Thank you for losing your money. Thank you for selling out early. So yeah, this is what it is, right? You know, because of these kind of, well, I call them idiots, right, for a reason, right? Because of these guys, a lot of people end up selling to the institutions, right? You know, and I hate that. You got to really understand. This is why I'm trying my hardest to advise people on how to react to certain things, how to stay calm and patient, because there's a lot more. We know what the data says, and the data says chill out. Like on my groups, I said last whole week I've been telling people, I'm like, you know what, crypto market is boring, I'm gonna go binge on Netflix. Why did I say that? Why am I not excited? Market's moving, oh, we're gonna have a breakout imminent. Like some idiots said that and made people lose money. We don't do that. We don't. If you're an influencer and if you're going to be genuine and authentic, you don't do that. You tell people what the truth is, right? The truth is we were going to go down. I mentioned it a long time ago. We are expecting it. I mentioned that long time ago, right? Are we going to go to the 65 yet? Not yet. We need Bitcoin to sleep. Everything I've said, you know, this is the genuine stuff, right? That's what you need to understand. So I mean, it's sad. It's sad. You see all of these guys, and then obviously now I don't want to miss that. Remember my other video? I'm all in Shiba. Oh yeah, I'm still all in Shiba. But this is funny. I want to give you this. This is funny. So a lot of people obviously FOMO'd and done this and this and that, and then we had the big FUD where what's his name? Vitalik Buterin. He decided to donate XYZ, right? And I said I had a long chat with somebody, and I said, do you know what the actual thing is? This is quite funny. Vitalik Buterin has many coins that has been sent to him over many years, right? And he chose none of them. He chose Shiba. He chose Shiba. Why Shiba? That kind of puts Shiba on the spotlight, doesn't it? And he did. And then you've got the owner of Polygon, or Matic, founder of Polygon Matic, who organized all of this COVID-19 crisis. The fund, right, the charity. He says, oh, Shiba holders, don't worry. I've got something better for you. They should worry. Vitalik should worry, because now he's getting a bad name if he's done this, right? He's getting disrespected, right? The guy from Polygon, he should worry because he's getting a bad name, so that doesn't give him anything, right? And I have also seen some people take like millions of Matic onto exchanges, just dump it, right? Luckily it got bought up. And then I see a lot of people who never bought Shiba also now buying Shiba to support. They're like, good on you. If this is a coin that supports and protects people, we should buy more. Now they're supporting it. And I just saw a massive support base, massive volume come in. Just before that on Binance, it had 1.2 billion or 1.3 billion dollars worth of liquidity, right? You know, because of the previous launch dump and everything. And then I all of a sudden see the volume jump up to like 2 trillion. I'm like, 2 billion. I'm like, oh, this is good, right? I'm looking at my wallet, and obviously everyone's gonna panic because my group, everyone knows exactly how much money I've invested. I've invested a shit ton, right? And everyone's probably thinking, damn, this guy's now melted down. Well, guess what? I'm still up. I'm still up, right? And coincidentally, hours before this news broke out, hours before, I moved my Shiba into a cold storage, and I said, I ain't moving it nowhere, right? So all of this didn't even bother me. No panic here, right? I'm just chilling. I'm like, watch, because I had a good feeling. And then when I see that, I'm like, okay, first of all, he donates 200 or something, I think it was like $2 million worth. Anyway, $200 million worth of Ethereum. Vitalik donates that. Great for Ethereum. Oh, Ethereum just went into this, right? Great. But then he does $1 billion worth of Shiba. He just put it on the spotlight. That's crazy. And I feel sorry for the guy from Polygon who accepted the donation, because moments after, it dumped. So guess what? The $1 billion he donated is not even worth $1 billion. It's probably worth like, I don't know, currently probably worth about 400 million. Okay, great on him, 400 million. But the thing is nothing made sense to me, right? This has to be a stunt, and I'll tell you why. I'm all for it, right? There's a country in need, and there's plenty out there. I mean, why India, right? India has COVID, great. There's Yemen, there's Palestine, there's so many countries. I'm not gonna even go into them, right? Are in trouble. Like there's countries in Africa who are starving. People are starving. Sort them out, right? Happy days, right? And I'm glad I'm part of Shiba, right? I'm part of the community who did that. I'm glad. But the best part about all of this is, right? And this is what I'm looking at, because it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, okay, you've donated $1 billion worth of this. You've donated $1 billion worth of that. You got to sell, right? You know, and I wonder who's going to be buying. You gotta sell. You gotta cash out. I mean, what? I mean, are you gonna give the government of India $1 billion worth of crypto? And what are they gonna do with it? They're gonna sell it, right? Someone's gonna buy. You can't just give crypto. Someone has to buy at the other end. And I'm thinking, oh my days, I love this. This is just beautiful, and this is exactly what's gonna create. So you gotta look at the bigger picture. It's like, this is fantastic. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I said it from the beginning. Shiba is a scam coin, right? And by all means, it could easily go to zero. But you know what? I'm having a great laugh here. I'm like, do you know what? It put it on the spotlight. It's created all of this craziness. But it's lost value because of all of this, right? Now there's a dilemma. Well, what do? You received $1 billion worth, and it's not $1 billion because you can't sell it, right? So you've kind of shot yourself in the foot, right? And you know that creates panic, and everything starts dumping, right? So it's all part of the thing. But I think it's a collaborative move between a whole bunch of people, all right? And this is what I think, right? I think everything, the whole market, that $300 billion that we saw dump, $200 billion that we saw dump in crypto, I think it's all to do with the same thing, collaborative, right? Everyone gets together and does it. All the big boys get together and do it. So interesting. I just love what I see, you know, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, all of this is just amazing amazing stuff, right? When I see, so I was really happy, and as I said, I'm glad that a coin that I picked was chosen and put on the limelight to do the donate. It wasn't fair what he did, but ultimately the whole point remains is like, you can receive donation in anything, Bitcoin, you know, Ethereum, whatever. You got to cash out, right? You got to cash out. And then another thing that I always also feel for, and all of these massive companies or these charities that do this, and I feel this is where I don't like, I mean, I love giving charity, but I don't support charities as much as I should. I do support independent charities who I know will give 100%, right? Complete non-profit. But majority of these charities and organizations, you gotta know the truth, right? You know they're just gonna give a small percentage of it. They're not gonna give all of it. They're not gonna give all of it, right? That's the fact, right? They're not gonna give all of it. So they're going to keep a whole bunch of that even if they do sell it. So this is probably why he said, oh, Shiba users, don't panic, I'm not going to sell, or whatever he mentioned, right? Because he's not going to give them, even if it's worth 400 million right now, right, dumped and whatnot, right? He's probably just going to give them $1 million and keep the rest for himself. So sorry to say that, but that's the fact. That's the fact. You know, there's plenty of countries out there. And the thing is you know, these are governments. Governments were suing people for buying oxygen tanks and this and that. Governments were really governments were forcing people to do things. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, right? You think they can't get oxygen if they want? They can. If you think they can't get any masks and this and that, they can. There's plenty there. But, you know, look, I'm not being wrong here. Don't get me wrong, right? But I'm just trying to say, like, I don't really see the point of giving crypto. Crypto doesn't buy oxygen tanks. Do you know what I mean? Crypto doesn't buy it. But then, you know, he put us on the limelight. Great, right? So I'm just going to leave that subject anyway. And as I said, there's plenty of countries where the money could go to. Plenty of people starving out there. Plenty of people dying. Plenty of countries where people are, you know, being killed and tortured and this and that. Nobody's supporting them, right? I mean, the latest news, breaking news everywhere. Any news you go to regarding Palestine, who's doing what to stop that? No one is, right? You know, no one is. So I'll leave all of that anyway. I don't want to go in there. But listen, crypto market, whatever's happening right now, just to finish off, it's definitely playing out exactly like 2013. We could see a dump. In fact, in 2013, we saw a good few months down, and we went down all the way down 70%. 70%. Get a calculator. Check what percentage it is from 65 to 22, right? You're going to be freaked out. So I'm not going to say anything else, but I'm loving it, right? But any one of you guys, as I said, if you're new, right, don't panic sell. You never ever sell any asset. I don't care what it is, right? Crypto or property or stocks. Remember one single rule of thumb. You never went in there to sell for loss. So never give up your money. If you have to, hodl. Don't panic. Don't panic, and never invest what you can't afford to lose. Number one rule: don't invest what you can't afford to lose. Right? So yeah, don't panic, don't sell, hodl, because it's coming, and the bigger move is coming. If you saw in 2020 when we saw like BTC pumping all the way from like 4K or 3.5K was, right, all the way to almost 30K by the end of the year. And we saw a 10x. Well, you're about to see another 10x, right, when we do this next move, right? So even if we go to 20K, we're going to see a 10x move from there. So I am expecting now, I'm actually expecting a bigger number. I don't expect 134, 146 or whatever was flashing on my charts. I'm expecting like a 200K, right? Or even a 250. And maybe, guess what? Stock to flows model predicts a 288K BTC. Well, guess what? I think it's probably going to come. It's coming. This is it. So yeah, I mean, just look at the bigger picture, right? And look at the market. Don't panic. Because that's what they want. They want weak hands shaken out, right? People panic sales. Oh my God, that was a bad investment. I'm out of it. Seriously? We've been in crypto for years and we've never seen any bad days, right? Just leave it there for you. But on an average, remember, crypto always goes up by 200%. So that's that. Bitcoin especially does 200% average per year. So I'm just going to leave it there. Other than that, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on another video very soon. So hopefully all of you guys have a great Eid day. Remember certain things. Do not let the noise bother you. Do not let all of this fear, uncertainty and doubt affect you. It's not worth it, right? When you see something in the market that doesn't make sense, right, ignore it. Find something else to do. Stop looking at your phone, right? And as I said to you guys on a video before as well, when I see a pattern showing that we're about to hit the top, I'll tell you. All right, I'll tell you. I'll definitely make an emergency video, and I'll literally make a thumbnail right now if I have to and keep it. And the title would be very simple: emergency video, Bitcoin hit the top. That's it, right? Or Bitcoin is about to hit. I'll make that thumbnail. Trust me, I'll make it then, right? And worst case scenario, if I can't catch it a week earlier, I'll tell you at least 48 hours earlier. all right? So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, hit that notification button, press all, all right? That's how you're gonna get my videos, and you're gonna know, because that is a video, I don't care where I am on the planet, I could be on Mars and I'll still stream it to you, all right? So, all right, someone asked me a question, the brother asked me this question just after I recorded the video, so this is gonna be some bonus content for you at the end of the video. If you've watched it to the end, this is bonus for you. Right, let me tell you what's going on, right? So obviously the brother asked me is, if Elon Musk does pick a coin, what's he gonna pick, right? Now, looking at his last few days ago, right, he did a Twitter poll, and he did a Twitter poll, and he said, do you guys want to see Doge accepted for higher purchase of Tesla? And then a few days later, obviously, he said, I'm not accepting Bitcoin. So these are all, FUD created, and then also a bit of FOMO created, right? So if he does announce anything that, we picked anything, I think he's going to pick Doge, right? Out of all the coins. He didn't mention any other coin, right? I'm sure his portfolio, or Tesla's portfolio, definitely has other cryptos. They're not announcing it yet. We might find out later. I mean, if they're significant, then of course, if it's a significant amount, we will be notified. He will have to declare it if it's via the company. But if he's bought it personally, he doesn't have to declare it. So this is what you've got to understand. And if they do start accepting payments, and they start accepting payments for the Tesla in Doge or whatever, or whatever they say, green coin they want to call it, right? They will announce it. It's just another way of just foaming. Clearly they've obviously outrun everybody. They bought it already. So that's what it is. This is what I'm thinking. So if it is anything, it's going to be Doge, right? He just loves doing Doge, and I've mentioned this before. I said he's definitely invested. There is a reason. It doesn't matter how much he denies it. I mean, Tesla is the only company that has to declare, right, any significant investments. But Elon himself, he doesn't have to. This is a reality. You got to understand that. You got to expect that. So other than that, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to throw a chart basically. So what I'm doing, I'm going to record this chart. And I want to show you a few things just to understand. So I want to clear, earlier on when I talked about the 21-week moving average and the 200 day, right? Let's talk about this, right? So on the chart right now, I'm recording. You can see that we touched the 21-week moving average. That's the green line, right? So I've got all the drawings switched off. And then if you look prior history, right? If we look at history, and this is the 200 weeks. So when I'm looking at this right for now, just focus on the green line, right? I know I've got a lot of stuff here. Actually, let me switch some of that off for you. Let me switch this off for you. All right, so focus on the green line, right? So this is where we touched it, this particular candle here. And if you look in the past, right, multiple times we've touched it. So whenever we touch it once, then we do have multiple touches as well, right? And this is what's going to happen here from what I'm looking at. I think we're going to have one or two more. Obviously, because this is a weekly candle, it hasn't printed, it hasn't finished, right? This is going to go on until Sunday 1 a.m. UK time, right? Which is 12 a.m. in UTC time. And then we'll see the line extend a little bit, and we see what's happening. But I've got a feeling we are definitely going to bounce on that. Now, also looking at the monthly, and ignore all the lines and everything, what I wanted to show you, right, is on the monthly. If you look, we've got 1, 2, and look at this candle. Look how this candle looks, and then look carefully on this particular area here. In 2013, we had 2 candles, right? After that, that's when we had the move. If you look carefully, right, we didn't even touch the moving average. But saying that, I mean, this particular chart may not be 100% up to date, but the point is we were moving around these numbers, right? So we're moving around these numbers. We've got 2 monthly candles here, and then we've got 2 monthly candles here, which is forming right now, and this looks pretty much exactly the same. So if you look at my cursor, you can see this one and this one looks pretty much the same thing to me. Right, in 2017 we had 1 monthly candle until we topped out. So this indicates to me that we might have a little bit of a downturn, and this is, if you look at the bottom of this candle, right, this is what I'm trying to say, that we might have the 200-day moving average. And I'll show you the 200-day moving average because you have to understand it more clearly than anything else, right? And then we had the rebound, and then we topped out, right? That's what we're looking at, right? So let me quickly show you what I'm trying to say. So let's go on the, so this is the monthly, right? Ignore the lines on the monthly because these lines do not match on the monthly. We don't want to see any of the lines on the monthly. Now we're going to go weekly. And in the weekly, I want to show you. So on the weekly, I want to show you. So where the 21 moving average. So again, I'm activating my lines, and here you can see on the weekly, the green line is the green line is our 21-week moving average. That's our 21-week moving average, right? And that's where we are right now. And when we do that, you can see historically we do multiple touches and then we do a rebound. So this is where we are. As long as we don't drop below, and even if we do drop below, then this is where things get really, really interesting. Sorry, my layout was changed. Let me show you something, how interesting things get, right? So let's go to the daily and keep a close eye on this particular line. This is the currently showing the 200 week, because this is configured to show the numbers that I've set up. So this is 21, you know, this is, I believe, if I'm correct, this should be 20. Let me double check what the white one is, style white one. Yeah, this is the 20 if you look carefully. The white one is 50. The white one is 50, my bad. So the white one is 50, then we got 100, and then we got 200 here, right? So let's go and move over to the daily to see what the daily is showing, right? So we're gonna ignore all the other lines. We're gonna ignore every single line that we see here, right? This is our 50. We broke below our 50. Forget the 21, doesn't matter. We broke below the 100. Well, guess what? This is our 200-day moving average. I've changed the colors a little bit and everything to show you. And now I'm going to activate my lines that I drew months ago. And you all know this particular chart, right? And look where the support range is showing exactly on the 200-week moving average. You all know this chart, it's been there forever. Now, if we do drop anything below this, we do have more support. And remember what I said to everybody, I said, if we go to this number, we invalidate. Right, we invalidate. Now, if you look at a bigger number, and this is where things get crazy, right? So I have mentioned this to another brother, and I said there's actually a few more zones, all right? And one of those zones, and I think I got it wrong. I think on the recorded video just now that you watched, I said something about 22K. I was actually looking at this particular bottom, but if I'm looking at my the Ichimoku cloud, the cloud is telling me something else, right? So the Ichimoku cloud is actually giving me a around here. So around here, about $19,000. It's not bearish at all, because what you have to understand is, and I'm going to take you back to the weekly. What you have to understand is this particular move that we had in 2013, right? So this move we had in 2013, right, around here, from here to here was a 70% move, right? So from this top to the bottom, right, to the bottom, as you can see, we had a 75% move, right? 70%, something like that, we had a move. So we are expecting that. And if you do the maths, right, so if we go down where we are right now, and if we do drop, right, so we're looking at the weekly, let's go back to the daily actually. Let me put it on the daily, because it's going to be, this is where we need to understand what's going on, right? So we're looking at the 200-day moving average, right? And we're going to see this big drop, a big dip, right? And we're expecting, so if we do get a 70%, let's find the candle. I think the candle is here. This is the candle. And if we do get a 70%, well, that's 50, as you can see. And if you look carefully, if we do go as low as 70%, right, it brings you to the, one second, let me show you, right, 19, right? So that 19 number is flashing, it's still there. I'm not going to put a line on there because it's highly unlikely, because the thing what you got to understand is also use some other logic as well. A lot of institutions are already invested, right? And they're going to lose money, right? So this is where like people like Michael Saylor, they come in and they average in, right? They buy more. This is what's going on. A lot of people are going to be buying a lot more and seeing a lot more. And this, you know, you just got to understand and say, okay, this is what the logic dictates. This is what's going to happen. Worst case scenario, we can see a 19K, but that's not going to happen. And that actually funnily doesn't even invalidate anything, right? It's just a reset, right? This is going to be the biggest scaremongering on the crypto space. Everyone's going to freak out. And then guess what? The banks, the institutions, the whales, they're gonna all pick it up. And then what they're gonna do is when the market goes up again, they're gonna flash all the great news. Oh, Bitcoin's going back up again and this and that. And everyone's gonna jump back in, and guess who's gonna sell it to you, right? Right now you sell, they buy, right? And later on, when you buy, after all of the drama's over, like in a month or so, drama's over, when you buy, guess who you're buying it from? Them, right? I said to somebody yesterday, I believe, I said, don't ask when I say they, who are they? Don't ask. It's a question everybody asks, like, oh, who are they? They, right? So them are the same people. So please do understand what I'm trying to say here. Don't FOMO, don't panic. This is just normal, right? I know you guys may have entered thing, but whenever you do, just this is the kind of stuff you have to hold on to. Like people who invested in 2017 on the top, they held on. They went all the way down to 2.5K. They invested in $20,000 and they went all the way down to 2.5K. They held on, and now they don't regret it because they're now threefold over. So a lot of people, sometimes you've got to do this, and it doesn't matter about crypto. I know a lot of people have this misconception that this only happens in crypto. No, it doesn't happen in crypto. This happens in stock markets, in anything, even in property, for God's sake. You might have a property crash. You just got to sit on it and pay the mortgage, right? It happens everywhere. So don't panic. Just be there, and it's fine. So as I said, the charts there, this particular chart is on the thing. Actually, what I'll do, hold on, let me quickly, so this particular layout, what I'm going to do now, because I don't save them, I'm going to save this. So these lines are there from before. You've seen this before. If you click the link in the description, you should be able to see this exact chart on this exact setting, and you can see all the lines and everything drawn. Don't panic, guys. And remember, I mentioned so many times, I said every one of these lines are relevant, and this is one of the reasons why I don't take them out. When it's not relevant anymore, I will take it out. I will change it. I will give you a brand new chart. But right now, this is the only chart you need, right, with all the lines, in order for you to understand that what's the scenario. If we go down, how low can we go? And if we go up, how up would we go? Actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll put that line around that 70% mark as well, just around here. Like, I'm just doing a random one. I'll put it down here and I'll save that as well. So that way, if we do have a 70% correction, this is what you're gonna expect. But this is unlikely. I don't think in this cycle we're going to see this. Back in 2013, we were very volatile. Back in 2017, we were very volatile. In 2013, we had a 75% correction. In 2017, we had like 45% corrections. We haven't seen those anymore, right? Currently, we haven't seen those. So this is one of the reasons why I think, don't panic. I don't think we're going to see that kind of crazy move. Worst case scenario, we might just come to this 200-day moving average, right? It's not week, 200-day moving average, and we'll hit that. And if we do hit the 200-week moving average, then we're currently here. Don't panic. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So this is what you've got to understand. This is the target, 41,000 maximum we can come down to. But there's a lot of traffic around there, a lot of money sitting on OTC desks, as I mentioned on the video. So it's there. Anyway, guys, I'm not gonna make it any longer. I hope this part was good, and I hope you watched it to the end to see this bonus part. I'm not gonna tell anybody in the beginning. So I hope you enjoy this. Adios, amigos. Take care. Bye bye.